Hi everyone, I'm Amanda Brett. I'm a watercolour artist from Auckland, New Zealand, and today I thought I would show you a video about how to finish a watercolour painting and what goes into the thinking processes of finishing a painting. So what we're going to learn in this video is about how to correct a shape and what to do about shapes that are not quite right. We're going to also look at controlling light values and when to use a light value in a painting when you're finishing, and the same with mixing darks, how to mix a dark value and when to use that dark value in your painting. We're also going to talk about how to loosen up and how to be not so precious about our painting, because I think that is a big issue with many painters, is that we think that we've always got to mix exactly the same color, and I don't really think that's a necessary thing. But I've also got a method for you to help you to mix consistent colors, which is what you need in your painting. I'm going to show you my dirty water pot, and you'll see how disgusting it gets and the reason I paint with dirty water. I'm not into this having a clean pot and a dirty pot. I think it's a waste of time. So we're also going to talk about design principles, and we're also going to talk about variety and how much variety does your painting actually need, and when is too much variety too much variety. Most importantly, we're going to talk about design principles and most importantly values, and how to create a strong value pattern for your painting. And for example, are there enough darks? Are there enough lights? Let's get stuck in. There's a lot of lovely darks in here, and I like the variety of the reflections into the glass, into the windows. Needs a softened edge or two in here. Take a little bit of the pencil drawing away from Doggy so we can see lovely features a little bit more. I love this lovely blue run into her face, and he's got a blue run into his face, and I love it in here as well. I'm just wondering if I should go a little bit darker behind here. So I don't know what you can see behind here, going up here, and leave his hair that kind of like becoming grey, salt and pepper, but a lot of it is grey. Let's see if I can mix up a colour that's going to be the right kind of blue behind. So his hair colours actually run up there a little bit. And just let it run in and around his hair, and hopefully he'll get a little bit of wispy here. Okay, now need a big brush for a shadow, and this lovely Princeton Neptune, what is it, square wash, 1 inch, with this scrapey thing on the end of it, is so lovely and soft. Just need a bit more paint, I think. Same colours again. and a little bit of a softened edge here and there. That'll do. Well, I think I'm just going to do a little bit of a softened edge in there. It's better. And go for a dark shadowy mix. And back to my Winsor Blue, my permanent alizarin, and a wee dram of burnt sienna, but too much. Needs cooler because it's background, so I want the colours to be cooler in the background. While it's on my brush, I might as well use it. Okay. I might paint upside down, because then I won't get my dirty little fist in it like I do. Need to revisit where the shapes go in that one. So this is also helping me to shape up to correct the wonky donkey shapes that I've got. Just wash them out a little bit. You'll notice that I hold my brush often right at that end of the handle, and this is my wicked plot against myself to stop me from getting too involved. Joke, joke. Carrying that through into here a little bit. That has helped him to stand out a little bit more. I'm quite pleased with that. Tad more, said she with a big fat fist. Twisting my brush as I go. Needs a little bit of a collar. And a softened edge. Everything should have part of the shape as a softened edge. Okay. Doesn't look very straight. Who painted this? Okay, let's see if I can. Oh yeah, quite wonky donkey. Okay, so I'm just going to line the edge of this painting up with the edge of my board, which is straight. Hold it down and then run my pencil down to give me a straight edge. So I'm anchoring with my little finger there to hold it in place. And I'm going to need to do the same in here, so might as well do it now. Line it up with your board. So if you were taping down, make sure that your painting substrate, your paper, is straight onto the board, that you've got a straight edge. Just carry that right, whoopsie, right through. Okay. And using that to cut around his arm. Just wondering if I need to do any more on him. He's lost his other arm, and I'm not sure if that's an issue. It's better. Okay. Right. Tiny, tiny little bit of colour. Oh, too much. Oh, it's not too bad. A little bit of burnt sienna. Hi everyone, back again. I've got this painting. I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember what I called it, but I did a little bit of work on it yesterday, and then my battery ran flat. Standard procedure. And then I looked at it again. I thought, actually, there is a couple of things in here that I'm not that happy with. So I think that I'll have a little bit of a play with them. And I thought that you might be interested to see what I'm going to do. So to start with, I've just got my brushes in water. This is Manky Disgusting water from yesterday, which is the best water to paint with today because I don't want anything too bright. So this dull, nasty stuff in here it is. Ugh. That's the water that I'm using today because it's there. And let me just adjust things so I think that you can see them easier, because what I'm going to adjust is here, but I kind of want you to see what's going on here as well. So to start with, I'm just going to give my palette a little bit of a spritz all over, and as I would have said yesterday, but I'll repeat today, the same colours that I usually use in a painting. But what I find is, as I'm thinking and designing a painting in my head, I get a different kind of dominance. So the lovely thing about this painting is the dominance of these dark reflected windows, but there's lots of lights and darks and all sorts of goodies going on there. The light coming in through these people here, the pergola, whatever you call this thing, over the overhead is casting a little bit of a shadow, so we've got little bits going on down here. And I've got my typically crooked lines, which I'm actually quite happy with. I quite like crooked. I don't like anything straight, because I think for me, straight becomes a little bit anal, and then I get very pernickety and pedantic, and then all of a sudden I've got a really horrid painting. For me, the crooked lines help me to stay loose. The crooked, oh, I have got a line in there that I don't like. I wonder what that's doing there. Let's see if I can get rid of that. So I'm just going to wet this is my lifting brush. It is a Da Vinci Cosmotop Spin Series 5880. This is a 1/2 inch. The size is worn off. I think it's probably a 16. And these brushes are brilliant for lifting. I've tried a lot of other brushes, and I've been sent things like eradicators and stuff like that. But when I do my lifting, I am pretty much making a decision when it's dry. And I find that the eradicator brushes that I've been sent to try do scuff up even 100% cotton, because they're synthetic, so they're not doing a nice job on the paper. And I think in watercolor, if you've got good paper and good paint, make your decision quick while it's wet. Yeah, it's not that easy, I know, but that is what is required, is make your decision when the painting is still wet. So what I wanted to show you is I've gotten rid of that little mark. That's good, yay for me. I've lost my pencil. Oh, here it is. Okay, so what I wanted to show you in this painting is that yesterday in the video, I haven't checked it, but I hope that it shows you that I added this, the waiter's arm in here. I can't get close enough with my camera, so I'll see if I can get a few close-ups shortly. And then I decided actually he's too wide, and his arm was sticking out at an odd angle. His arm was sticking out at the angle that mine does when I've hurt my shoulder, because I have a continual bursitis problem, yeah? And so I tend to hold my arm at a silly angle, which makes it worse, and that's what he made me think of. And I thought, oh, the poor guy, he's got a sore shoulder, can't have that. So if you zoom in a little bit, what I've done this morning is I've just added a pencil mark where his shoulder and his arm should be to hold that tray. And you can see that I've got this area here that I'm going to have to do something with to make the balance, the painting more balanced, to make his shape to be more believable, more credible. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, do the nasty thing with a ruler. I know you're all laughing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put that down there, because I just need to get past his and come down there now. Okay, so you notice I haven't come right down to the ground, and at some point I'll probably erase some of this. I need a guideline to help my brain work. Lots of stuff going on here in my studio today, so I need all the help that I can get. So it's a little bit wider up here. I don't really care. I think I'll cope. So this is the color that was in my palette from yesterday. So what I'm using is my typical colors. Here they are: burnt sienna, permanent alizarin crimson, Winsor Blue red shade. I'm also going to use some quinacridone gold, possibly oh, I can see I've got some turquoise, cobalt turquoise in here, and I've also got some cobalt violet, but those two colors I'm probably not going to need today. But you know, I might get the urge to have a little bit of a play around and see what goes on, and that will probably be all I need. Possibly a little bit of Windsor green. I don't know whether I said that or not. Okay, because I'm trying to draw attention here to the people. For me, it seems that paintings with people this close, this is where the focal point is going to be. This is where it's going to fall, around here with the guy with the dog, because everybody loves a dog. I've got dark around the light of his shirt, dark on this side also around his shirt and the light of his face. And I think that's pulling enough attention to him. The waiter guy is going to have the same deal here. There's going to be a little bit much darker around him. And see how I go. So I am just going to erase that pencil mark there, because it's not really needed. It's just going to draw attention to wrong things. So I'm just going to ignore it. So when you're finishing a painting, it's all about making sure that your focal point, that your painting and your marks and your colors and your values are pointing to the thing that you want them to point to. So, right, brushes are prepared. I think I'll probably be using these two mostly because we're talking about things like, small calligraphic detail marks here. So this is the colour. It's a lot of water in my palette. That might not work too well because I've given it a bit of a spritz. And typically for me, I over spritz and it goes everywhere. Oh dear, how sad, never mind. Mix up that colour. I'm just tapping the colour, yeah? I don't have to dig at it. I'm just tapping it because it's good quality paint. Tapping at that one again as well. Bit too warm, but it's not necessary for me to match exact, yeah? Because I've got all these colours around here. There's warmer versions of this dark, purpley violet. There's cooler versions. There's light versions. There's dark. As long as I, in my view, use the same pigment colours, I'm going to hit the nail on the head. It's not going to be a problem. Although it's looking a little bit grey now. Let me go back again. Ugh, jeepers. This is why I tap, because I'm trying to not be too heavy-handed, but, you know. Oh dear. Okay, so my goal is to make him stand out a little bit more with the corrected shape. A little bit of fuzz sticking out. I'll just get rid of that. Oh, loose here. Okay. Slow and steady wins the race. Maybe I need another coffee. Oh, got to come right down here. I'm going to come right down to there. A little bit of a thing in his shirt where he's rolled up his sleeves. Maybe too big a brush, but that's it. I think we can cope with that. Okay. And I need richer paint in here. So if I just to hold that there like that, I've got camera buttons within my vision, so I can't see what I want to see. Okay, so more paint, less water. So there's quite a bit of water here. So if I put my fresh paint in there, it's just too much water for what I want. I want a more, a richer amount of paint on my brush. Oops. Oh, I am getting it caught in my ear. Okay, and I'm just going to sharpen up that line a little bit. Let it flow in there a little bit. That's better. And a smaller brush. How much smaller, I don't know, but this one will do for now. And just water, just to wash it all out. Ending at him. I don't want to end at the wrong place. And just knocking back those little tide marks. That's the hard thing to get past, is the tide marks in watercolor. So you must, if you're doing sweeping brush marks, you need to understand that whatever the markers that you make with your brush is what you're going to see, and you're not going to be able to get rid of it, particularly, well, you're not going to be able to get rid of it if it's a very light mark because there's no pigment to lift off. Okay, so I'm happier with that. A little bit more of a soft edge here. Okay, and I need another piece of Oh, I have to get it. Oh no, there's a bit over there. Oh, all these bits of rubbish floating around. Just ever so slightly there. That's better. Okay, now the only other little thing that I thought, oh, okay, that's something that needs to be, well, it doesn't really need it, but I'm gonna, there we go, is a lighter edge on this pot to separate it. So I'm just going to use my, well, that's probably enough. Look, just that small amount. Woohoo! Okay, done. What else? Do we need anything else? I could put some pink flowers in this. I love cobalt violet. Oh my gosh, it is one of my absolute favorite colors. So I have spattered it in. You can see little bits and pieces. That's part of the initial underwash, but I haven't actually put any flowers on top. So what I could do, because this is fun, and if it's not fun, it's possibly not worth doing. Just lifting a little bit here and there. You're not going to get back to white paper. It doesn't matter. As long as you can change the value enough, especially for a pigment like cobalt violet. As much as it's very, very beautiful, it's not a very strong pigment. Big, medium, and small. Oh, my small has become my medium. That's better. Okay. All right, a couple more. If I've got it here, I've got to have it somewhere else. So I think I'm just going to put a couple of little flowers down here. So I'm just ever so gently teasing the colour out with my lifting brush. And hoping that you can see. I can't do it with my left hand. Should I have a crack? Oh. Oh, this is an odd thing to do. Okay. It's, there we go. That's better. All right. So I'm going to use cobalt violet straight from the tube, because again, it's one of those colors, I don't use it a lot. Prepare your brushes before you think you're going to paint, and it's a little bit dry in my palette, and as I say, it is one of those colors that whenever you want to use it, you need to put it in your palette. A little bit off center, big, medium, and small. That'll do. I'm just picking up a little bit more. Screw the cap on nice and firmly. And just mixing it through. Not enough. Let me just see if I can get some out of my palette. It's right in that top corner up there. A little bit. Brush is a bit small for this. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. Now, do I need straight down there? I might sit on that and decide about that a little bit further. Not really sure, but now that I've resolved my waiter guy, I feel much happier about this painting. So there's lots of other pencil marks around. I'm leaving those. I'm not going to erase them. I quite like seeing the loosey-goosey. Maybe a little bit more of the pink here. I've got it there, I've got it there, so maybe not directly above his head, but maybe here. It's all about getting a nice balance, and you'll get a feel for that for your own paintings. Seem to have a lot of hair floating around today. Muck that one up a little bit with a flower. Right, back to my tube of paint. Jam your brush in. 1, 2, 3. That'll do. Okay, I think I'm going to call this one done. Happy as a sand boy. Oh, where's the camera? Thanks so much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel and click likes and click away, don't forget, and share if you feel that I've done a good job for you. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful Christmas. Bye everyone. Thanks so much for watching this video, and thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. Do subscribe, and please press the bell, click the bell for notifications. And also, if you like this video, please do click like and perhaps share it with your friends. And if it's been of value to you, let them know all about it. I'd love to hear your comments, and I'd love to hear what you need as a painter to take your watercolor journey further. So do please leave a comment. Thanks again so much. Have a great day painting. Talk soon. Bye everybody.